Hi, I'm the creator of The Whipping Witch and Omneiris, and today I will be drawing a yellow witch. Now in this series I have already drawn an orange and a red witch, so go check those videos out if you haven't seen them yet. But today I will be focusing on yellow. I found this really interesting because I've had more and more art supplies every time I've been drawing so far. I had more oranges than reds and more yellows than oranges. And I will have more greens than I do yellows, sorry. And then it will, once again, diminish the other way. But yes, as usual, I start with my alcohol markers to fill in basically everything, add some basic shading, and yes, just create a nice base so I can add details with my paint markers, fine liners, and colored pencil later on. As I mentioned in previous videos, the witches of Omneiris have different covens associated with different types of magic. And for November, I've decided to draw one illustration for each color and each coven. So the coven I associated with the color yellow is matter manipulation magic. So like they can basically move molecules and atoms or whatever. Didn't really think about the scientific part of it, but they can mold things and control basically anything that is physical. Which also makes them healers, because they can manipulate the matter of the body. Which I suppose also means they would be great healers. I hadn't actually thought of that, but like most of the witches' magic could be really dangerous and deadly. I guess I had thought of that slightly. But witches are a pacific species, and they're really just trying to help others and to use their magic for good. And they have some rules they have to follow to make sure they don't abuse their magic. But yeah, as long as you're not being like dangerous to them, they will not be threatening you. Now I can joke. As I have done in the two previous illustrations, I decided to add an animal that would represent this coven. And once again, it was mostly inspired by the color of the markers I was using, but I did find another link. So I chose bees, and the other link I found was, well, basically the building their homes. Suddenly forgot how to say that in English, but well, not home, but it has another name, doesn't it? But yeah, they built everything, and they are a community led by women, basically, or like female, not really woman. But the witches of Omneiris are only women. They don't have any male in their species. So yeah, I thought it was a neat little link and some hidden symbolism. And so I gave the witch a candle because it's made with wax, which is, well, can be made by bees. And you can do a lot of things with wax, I think. And once again, inspired by the color yellow, I gave her a sunflower hat. I did have to think a bit about it while I was coming up with the concepts for these illustrations, because the colors in Omneiris are not quite the same as in our world. For instance, there are 3 suns, and there's a red one, a blue one, and a green one. So yeah, that's a lot of color already, and I kind of want to associate the colors of nature, like trees and grass and everything, blue. I want it to be blue, so not green. And so I was like, okay, but are sunflowers yellow then? And the answer is probably not. But these illustrations I made for fun as myself and not as the Weeping Witch, which means that they don't entirely need to make sense. Which, well, they don't. So yeah, it was a fun challenge. I wanted to use my markers and my colored pencil and everything. And I found an excuse to use them by drawing these witches. Something that I also mentioned in my previous videos is that the witches have tattoos that show which coven they belong to. So the red witch basically manipulates threads of life, so her tattoo is a rope around her neck. The orange witch manipulates the senses, I guess, and so she has swells around her ear. And this yellow witch that manipulates matter, she has bands around her wrists that basically show the strength that she has. And I also gave her an apron to show that she's working a lot, and she is using her hands. The part that I really like about this illustration is the contrast of the dark background. I said in my previous video of the orange witch that brown is basically dark orange, but the truth is brown is basically also dark yellow or dark red. Like warm colors, when dark, are basically brown. But there are different types of browns, and I find like dark yellow is kind of colder. So I kept my cold browns for this yellow witch. And it provided great contrast for the background. And now that everything is filled, it is once again time for alcohol markers are done. It's time for paint markers, fine liners, and colored pencils. And I do really like this part of drawing in general. It is a little bit less stressful when I don't have to use everything I own, but it's still enjoyable. Ooh, and some of the nibs of my paint markers were dirty, and I can't remember when I used them last and why they would be so dirty, but there was a really green tip on one of the lighter yellows, and yeah, there's green in my illustration. And it does look very green by itself, like the dress is basically really greenish yellows, but next to the green illustration it looks really yellow, so that's fine. But the problem with those fine liners are that they are, very yellow and light. And my illustration does have a lot of dark colors and browns, which means that I kind of struggle to make the liners do anything. So I use them, but they're not really visible. But I use them all. And then I went over everything again with darker colors. But we're not gonna talk about that. Honestly, the brown liners helped add a lot of definition to the face and the clothes. Like it was all kind of blending together because the values were pretty similar of things. But yeah, it's once again now up to what? I have no idea what I'm saying. It's time for color pencils, which once again I basically use to add texture. So I use them very lightly and yeah, just add random lines here and there. And maybe a tiny bit of shading with the darker colors. And I can finally remove the tape that I painted on to clean my nibs. And here is the close-up of my little builder witch and matter manipulator witch. And here is everything I've used for this illustration. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for part 4.